What if I told you the very thing you've been relying on to protect your muscles after 60 could actually be making the problem worse? Think about it for a moment. You've seen the ads, the glossy tubs of protein powder, the smiling seniors holding shakes, all promising strength and vitality. But what if that promise was built on sand? The truth is, muscle loss after 60 isn't just about looking weaker. It's about losing the ability to carry your groceries, climb the stairs, or even get up from a chair without help. It's about independence, dignity, and freedom slipping away faster than most people realize. And here's the part that hits hardest: the protein powders that so many seniors spend their money on are often highly processed, stripped of the very compounds your body needs, and loaded with additives that can upset your digestion. You think you're fighting muscle loss, but in reality, you might just be spinning your wheels. But here's the good news. Nature has already provided us with powerful solutions, real everyday foods that can stop muscle loss in its tracks, sometimes within just 30 minutes of eating them. Foods that don't come from a factory line, but from traditions that have nourished human strength for generations. And one of these foods is so effective, it can actually flip the switch from muscle breakdown to muscle building almost instantly. And it costs less than $2. That's where our story begins. When people think of cheese for muscle health, they picture cottage cheese or maybe Greek yogurt. But I'm going to let you in on a secret. Most doctors don't even mention ricotta cheese is one of the most powerful muscle-protecting foods you can buy. Here's why. Ricotta contains the highest concentration of natural whey protein in any whole food. Unlike the processed whey and powders, this whey hasn't been stripped of its cofactors. It's still surrounded by fats, minerals, and enzymes that make it work like nature intended. That means when I eat ricotta, the amino acids hit my bloodstream within minutes. And among those amino acids is leucine, the master switch for muscle growth. Just 1 cup delivers about 3 grams of leucine, which is exactly the dose research shows can flip muscle from breakdown mode to building mode. Ricotta has another ace-albumin protein, the same muscle-building protein found in egg whites, but far easier to digest. Your body uses almost every gram of it, no waste. Add in calcium lactate, a form of calcium absorbed faster than supplements, and you're fueling both your muscles and bones in one creamy bite. And here's the part. I love telling my patients, ricotta is soft, creamy, and gentle on the stomach. No chalky shakes, no bloating. You can swirl it with berries for breakfast, spread it on whole grain toast, or use it to make soups and sauces richer without heavy cream. But ricotta is only the beginning, because sometimes muscle-saving foods don't even look like protein at all. And that brings me to a fruit you probably never thought could protect your muscles: watermelon. Most people eat watermelon in the summer just to cool down. But here's the shocker. Watermelon is actually one of the most powerful foods for muscle recovery and growth. Why? Because it's loaded with an amino acid called citrulline. Your body turns citrulline into arginine, which then produces nitric oxide. That's the compound that relaxes blood vessels and floods your muscles with oxygen and nutrients. In fact, studies show that watermelon juice can cut muscle soreness by 40% and almost double recovery speed. Think about that one simple fruit doing what expensive recovery supplements promise. And it doesn't stop there. One wedge of watermelon has more potassium than a banana, and potassium is critical for muscle contraction. Without it, you get cramps, weakness, even faster muscle loss. Add to that lycopene, the antioxidant that shields muscle cells from oxidative stress, and you've got a food that works on multiple fronts. The natural sugars in watermelon also replenish glycogen, the fuel your muscles burn every time you walk, climb stairs, or garden. That's why I call watermelon the perfect pre- or post-activity snack. Eat it an hour before to boost performance, or right after to recover faster. And here's a pro tip: don't throw away the white rind. It's even richer in citrulline than the pink flesh. Blend it into juice for an extra nitric oxide punch. But fruits aren't the only surprise here. Sometimes the most ordinary pantry item can secretly be a complete muscle meal. Let me show you why canned salmon deserves a permanent spot in your cupboard. When I say canned salmon, most people imagine something bland or old-fashioned. But here's the truth, that little can is one of the most complete muscle foods you'll ever find. A small can of pink or sockeye salmon gives you about 25 grams of high-quality protein. That's as much as most protein shakes. But unlike powders, salmon delivers omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which literally make your muscles more sensitive to protein. Research has proven it. Seniors who eat omega-3 rich fish build more muscle from the same amount of protein compared to those who don't. And that's just the beginning. Those soft edible bones inside canned salmon, they're loaded with calcium phosphorus and vitamin D3. Together, these nutrients strengthen not only your bones, but also your muscle contractions. And don't forget astaxanthin, the antioxidant that gives salmon its pink color. It targets muscle tissue, directly protecting it from daily wear and tear. The best part, canned salmon is ready to eat. No cooking, no cleanup. You can fork it right out of the can, mash it with avocado for a spread, or toss it into a quick salad. And at around $3 a can, it's cheaper per serving than most powders. Now, protein from fish is powerful, but there's another everyday food that scientists found can actually boost muscle building by nearly 40%, and it's something you probably already have in your fridge. I'm talking about whole eggs. And yes, you need the yolk. For decades, people were told to throw away the yolk. But science has turned that old advice upside down. Whole eggs, yolk and all, are among the most anabolic foods on the planet. Here's what the research shows when people ate whole eggs. After exercise, they built 40% more muscle than those who ate the same amount of protein from egg whites alone. Why? Because the yolk isn't just fat. It's loaded with vitamin D choline, vitamin A, and cholesterol. The raw materials your body needs to make hormones like testosterone that preserve muscle mass. Eggs also contain unique leucine-rich clusters, natural protein structures more effective than isolated leucine supplements. It's like getting a full orchestra instead of a single instrument. And with a biological value of 100, your body can use virtually every gram of egg protein to build muscle. Want a practical hack? Cook your eggs with vegetables. The fat in the yolk boosts absorption of vitamins from the veggies by up to 7 times. That means your morning omelette isn't just tasty, it's a muscle-protecting powerhouse. But muscles don't just need protein during the day. They also need steady fuel while you sleep. And that's where a forgotten traditional food comes in. Let's talk about kefir, the overnight muscle shield. Kefir looks like yogurt, but it's so much more. This fermented milk drink has been keeping people strong in Eastern Europe for centuries, and modern science finally explains why. First, kefir is packed with probiotics, up to 60 strains of bacteria and yeasts. These don't just help your gut. Through what's called the gut-muscle axis, they improve how your body uses protein and reduce inflammation that accelerates muscle loss. Second, the proteins in kefir are pre-digested during fermentation. That means they're already broken down into smaller peptides, making them incredibly easy for seniors to absorb. No bloating, no discomfort, just smooth delivery of nutrients. And here's the kicker, kefir is rich in casein protein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles for up to 7 hours. Drink a glass before bed, and your body gets a steady trickle of amino acids all night long, preventing the muscle breakdown that usually happens while you sleep. Kefir even provides vitamin K2, especially the MK7 form, which directs calcium to your bones and muscles instead of your arteries. That's critical for both strength and heart health. But kefir isn't the only underdog here. Because even humble beans, yes, beans, can change how your muscles respond to food. That's why black beans deserve a serious place at the table. Beans. For muscle. Most people laugh at that idea. But black beans are hiding a secret that powders will never match. 1 cooked cup gives you about 18 grams of protein, not bad for a plant food. But the real magic comes from resistant starch. This special fiber feeds your gut bacteria, which then produce butyrate, a compound proven to preserve muscle mass and improve function. In fact, when you eat black beans, they don't just help with that meal. They improve your body's response to protein at the next meal too. Researchers call it the second meal effect. Black beans also deliver folate, over 60% of your daily need, in just 1 cup. Folate is essential for building new cells, including muscle cells. Add in magnesium, which powers hundreds of muscle-related reactions, and anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries, and you've got a food that supports muscle on multiple levels. And the best part, beans stabilize blood sugar. That keeps insulin levels steady, and insulin is one of your body's most anabolic hormones. Compare that to many protein powders loaded with artificial sweeteners that spike and crash your blood sugar. But beans aren't the only plant with hidden muscle power. There's another root vegetable that boosts blood flow and even helps your body make its own creatine. I'm talking about beets, nature's performance enhancer. Beets are more than just salad garnish. They're one of nature's richest sources of nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. That opens up blood vessels, improving circulation to muscles by up to 20%. Studies show beet juice can increase muscle efficiency by 16%, meaning your muscles do more work with less energy. For seniors, that translates into staying active longer with less fatigue. Imagine gardening for an extra hour, walking farther, or simply not feeling wiped out after everyday chores. That's the power of nitric oxide. Beets also contain betalains antioxidants that target inflammation in muscle tissue, and betaine, which helps your body produce creatine naturally. Younger bodies make plenty of creatine, but production declines with age. Beets help restore it, fueling your muscles the way they were fueled in your younger years. And don't forget, the natural sugars in beets are released slowly, thanks to their fiber. That gives you steady energy, not a spike and crash. But as strong as beets are, the number one muscle-saving food on my list does something powders could never dream of. It combines protein-healthy fats, vitamin D, omega-3s, and even CoQ10 all in one small, affordable tin. Let's finish with sardines and olive oil. If I had to choose just one food for aging muscles, it would be sardines packed in olive oil. Here's why. One tin gives you about 23 grams of complete protein with all the essential amino acids in perfect proportions. That alone is impressive. But sardines go far beyond protein. They're loaded with vitamin D, nearly 70% of your daily need in a single serving. Vitamin D deficiency is directly linked to muscle weakness and faster muscle loss, and sardines solve that in one bite. They also deliver omega-3s in their most bioavailable form, immediately ready for your body to use. Those omega-3s don't just reduce inflammation. They make your muscle cells more sensitive to anabolic signals, so every gram of protein you eat works harder. The olive oil they're packed in adds monounsaturated fats that enhance vitamin absorption and fight inflammation. Together, fish oil and olive oil create a synergy you won't find anywhere else. And here's a hidden gem. Sardines are one of the best food sources of CoQ10, the nutrient your cells use to make energy. CoQ10 levels plummet with age, leading to fatigue. Sardines restore it, energizing your muscles at the cellular level. Plus, their soft bones are rich in natural calcium and phosphorus minerals critical for contraction and strength. So when you open a tin of sardines, you're not just eating fish. You're eating one of the most complete muscle-protecting meals on the planet. And now that we've uncovered all 8 foods, let me show you how to put them together into a simple daily plan that outperforms any protein powder. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to take a deep breath and think about everything we've uncovered together. For years, the supplement industry has convinced us that powders and shakes were the only answer to muscle loss. But the truth is simpler, more natural, and honestly, more powerful. It's right there in the foods you've seen your whole life. Ricotta watermelon, canned salmon, whole eggs, kefir black beans, beet sardines in olive oil. These aren't exotic products. They're everyday foods, and yet each one holds a secret weapon against the muscle loss that steals strength and independence as we age. The science is undeniable, but more importantly, the real-life results speak for themselves. Seniors who add these foods into their daily meals don't just protect muscle. They walk taller, move easier, and live with more confidence. My advice is not to overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 of these foods to start with this week. Maybe it's a morning omelette with vegetables or a glass of kefir before bed. Maybe it's swapping a chalky shake for a bowl of ricotta with berries. These little swaps may seem small, but they send powerful signals to your body. Over time, they add up to more strength, better energy, and more freedom to do the things you love. And don't forget, protecting muscle is about protecting your independence. Every step you take without pain, every chore you complete without exhaustion, every moment you spend playing with your grandchildren, that's the real reason we do this. Food is not just fuel, it's the difference between relying on others and living life on your own terms. That's what motivates me every day to share this information with you. Now I want to leave you with this reminder: every meal you eat is a chance to move your body in the right direction. You don't need powders made in factories. You need real food that your body recognizes, appreciates, and knows how to use. How to? And when you choose those foods consistently, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're investing in years of strength, resilience, and independence. If today's message resonated with you, here's what I'd like you to do. First, save this video so you can come back to it anytime you need a refresher. Second, give it a like. That simple click tells the platform that content like this matters. Third, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next video. Every week, I share new research-backed strategies to help seniors live stronger, healthier, and more independent lives. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 8 foods are you most excited to try first? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your story might be the encouragement another viewer needs to start their journey too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, real food beats powder every single time. Eat well, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.